Sitting in my room, I got a paper, I'm a doodle. Sitting in my room, I'm eating all these noodles. So many flavors, I'm about to savor. Looking for the place, and I really got a saber. And I'm about to put through the labor. They got a problem, told them going, uh, told them gotta get away. And I'm gonna play, and I'm about to go and pray every single day. And we about to stray. Now we not playing it with the strays.
Hi guys, welcome to the world is your bowl of noodles, slurp noodles, and chat. I am the host Jordan Ibakwe, and today my guest is. Hold on, can you tell me what's your name? How to say your name? Is it BJAM or BJAM?
BJAM, yeah.
BJAM. All right. Let me start out. Hi guys, welcome to the world is your bowl of noodles, slurp noodles, and chat. I am the host Jordan Ibakwe, and today my guest is BJAM, rapper, lyricist, entertainer, everything that you could ever imagine a musician. And please keep watching, stay tuned for more, and I cannot wait till you hear his words and what he's about to say today. All right, BJAM, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Yes, thank you for that amazing introduction. I'm BJAM. I'm a dancer, rapper, artist. Do you want to know like how I got my name?
Yes, I'm really curious to know.
So BJAM actually is my initials. So my real name is Benjamin. And then Jam is the rest. Yeah. So that's how I got that name. That name just took my initials and I made that my stage name. And then I feel like it kind of sticks with me because I like to have a kind of jam to all my music. And then like I often when I do dance, I often like I'm really bouncy.
My I'm a singer, but I also go by Nina J, which my
Mm.
dad came up with that name when I was like really young, but my last name is Nedna by my auntie. So I kind of just like took out an extra A and put J as like for Jordan and this just like stuck with me. I don't know.
Mm.
It's just like it's really quick and short, but also like easy to say. So, but going into writing music, because I know you just wrote a song called Fairy Tale. Listen to it. That is a banger. Literally people who are watching, go listen. It's on Spotify. I think it's really good. But I wanted to know about the song journey because I know when you're writing songs, it's a process, and I want to know how do you write your songs and how do you construct them as well.
Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of different ways I could approach this question because I feel like that's there's a lot of different ways I approach that process. So uh, lately when I've been writing music, I often just like I hear like I sometimes beats pop in my head. Like I'm sure you as a musician you get this feeling too. Like you
Yeah.
you have the melody in your head and then you could just execute it off. I have a great people around me. I often work with Boston City Lights. Yeah, that's like everything to me. I wouldn't be here doing all this without Boston City Lights. But yeah, so I have a great team. Kento, he engineers great beats and like he's mostly and does like classical, and I just actually came from one of his concerts. It was amazing. So yeah, he's a violist, pianist. He plays like almost every instrument, but like so yeah, he often just sits there and he makes something, and then however whatever he makes, however it speaks to me, then I just start writing from there. Sometimes
Hmm.
I'll come up with a theme and then try to stick to that theme. Other times I'll just say what the first thing that comes to my mind. Um, or like, or I'll have the flow first, and then I'll tell Kento what I want the beat to sound like, and for the most part, he executes it like perfectly. Um,
Right.
he's actually like in college right now, so he hasn't really worked with me as much as I would have liked him to. So right now, I've been working with Turbs and Braun. They've been the ones produced Athey and Fairy Tale. And then we have a new song dropping tomorrow, so look out for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely like really relate to what you're saying about like the theme and also figuring out like a beat in my head. For
Mm.
example, it would be like sitting down, just watching television, and I would think of like maybe a word or two, and I'm just like, how would that sound in this melody? Or I would kind of like it will kind of construct like a puzzle piece, like missing matching things,
Mm.
trying to fit. And also when you find like that kind of tune, you start trying to construct words for it. And at first, it might not make sense because you're just trying to get the melody, trying to form like a structure of how you want to sing the song. But then once you have it, and then the lyrics come in, it's a game changer. I don't
Mhm.
know. I just love it when all of the pieces come together and like create an amazing song. But I also know that with songs, you also have a message behind every song that you write, of course. And I want to know what is the most important message you would want to share through your art?
So yeah, I actually that's the whole reason I got into music because I realized I was like it was around quarantine when I started taking music seriously. I realized like the influence music has on the world itself. Um did I say that right? The influence music, yeah, the influence
Yeah.
music has on the world itself. So like I was listening to a lot of hip hop growing up and I realized like there was a lot of people like my peers in school and stuff, they would often like try and recreate what the songs were saying. So I was like obviously the whole goal of what you want for everyone to happen. So whether it's subconsciously or like people who just like genuinely uh preach it, like you want the world to be a better place. And the
Right.
best way to get the world to be a better place is through positivity and like spreading positivity and positive ideas. So I noticed like how like hip hop was affecting my community and I was like, okay, I like listening to hip hop, but do I necessarily like the messages that are in hip hop? And then of course I know that there's a conscious rap and then there's like gospel rap that like uh they really want to focus on that demographic, you know, like but I noticed that that's what they always do. They just appeal to the audience that they already know they're gonna appeal to. So like
Right.
gospel rap, like it'll obviously appeal to the Christians, and then so I want to be able to see if I could find a
A
doorway to like
niche. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So like be able to get all those people to come together and really just capitalize on that. So I just made music that like I thought would sound good to the ear, and then I like would like plant little seeds of like positivity so people would subconsciously listen to it and be like, oh wow. And then I don't know where my insane lyricism came from, um but like yeah, that somehow that got mixed in, and which is kind of sad because I can't escape it now, and I feel like a lot of the lyrics I write go over people's heads. So
I mean, it's a gift to be an amazing writer. If you can write songs that can really touch people's hearts. Because I was listening to your song Fairy Tale and I was like, wow, like this is so deep. Like you were really going in depth with the reality of just the world. And it really did hit me because I feel like poetry. Do you write poems?
I started writing poems. That's how I started, and then I switched over to rap.
Yeah, because I was like, no way, because you had to at least be a poem to write these like in-depth lyrics. Because I was just amazed. Because even my songwriting, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's like a process, but like it's really shocking. Like we can create such in-depth like oh, I'm trying to find the words art because I feel like music is
Hmm.
art. We can create
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
lot. We
definitely.
can really touch the soul of people just through bringing them together and listening to our craft. And it's very important, like you said, positivity, planting seeds. I'm a Christian. I believe in the Lord, and I do believe that God gave us the ability to bring people in, to unite people through song. And once we sing, if it means praising His name, if it means talking about positivity, if it means uplifting people, if you can touch people's hearts, that's all you. That's amazing. That is
Hmm.
it for music. But I know that it's not easy to write a song and to touch people's heart. But I want to know what is the hardest part of writing a song to you?
Um, hmm, the hardest part of writing a song. Well, okay, so I've heard many artists say this as well, so like this is not gonna be nothing new. But like trying to make sure you're not saying the same things, you know, especially
Yeah.
when I'm trying to push the message of positivity. So it's like if I keep saying the same things over and over again, then like people are gonna be like, okay, we get it, you know, like so
Yeah.
I'm always trying not to use the same rhymes, like trying not to say the same exact message in the same exact way, you know. Um, I feel like that the only time that really works if is if you're like talking about yourself. Like that's one of the hardest things. Is just making sure that I don't say the same things. And Lil Wayne actually was the first person that said that, and I was like, oh my god, I know exactly how you feel, because he said he has like probably written over like I think he said 3,000 raps in that interview. Yeah, and I've written nowhere close to that. I might be like reach the 100 soon, but but yeah. So I usually just try to avoid that, and that sometimes makes the writing process a lot longer than it needs to be.
I mean, if you don't have trouble with it, applaud to you because I know a lot of people struggle with writing songs because it's hard to write a song in general. You got to find the beat, you got to find the words, you got to find
Mm.
all these things to make it. And if you can do it with ease, yes, that is it. But I know being an artist, you have to be confident with your music and you have to kind of, stay true to what you like believe in and also what you write and what you create. And how have you found confidence in your music?
Do you mean like within myself or like listening to it? Oh,
Both
okay.
actually.
So actually, this is funny because I was just listening to a lot of my old music when I first started, and I was like, everyone goes through that where they just cringe because like you've grown so much. But so yeah, but I think the fact that I was able to start at such a young age, I think I started around 13, 12, 13. So I think the fact that I was able to start at such a young age, like I always had the like confidence. So I feel like I've always had that like confidence to make the music, and like
Right.
I never second guess myself when it comes to making music and my ability and of making music. But like when it comes to like how other people perceive it, that's always where I always like try to shy away and like like, oh, I made this song and it sounds good to you, and then you play it for someone else and you're like, oh wait, maybe I need to fix that hi-hat, maybe I should re-record that verse. So like um just uh going through that process over and over again, it's like it allows you to like know that if there is something wrong, um you can always go back and fix it, one, and two, it like it makes you more accustomed to accepting that like not everyone's gonna accept your music, not everyone's gonna your music's not for everyone, or like, and if you want to appeal to that audience, then you know exactly what you need to change. So I feel like it's not so much like gaining confidence, it's more so like accepting that there's going to be flaws and like how can you build upon them. Also performing, like when I performed in front of people and I did like small shows, like it was always really nerve-wracking to like just like, so just doing that over and over again, you're bound to get good at it at some point. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like some musics aren't made for everyone. That's why you have different genres of music because everyone likes different tastes, like
Hmm.
country, rap, R&B, pop, K-pop. Everyone likes a different genre of music, but music is so versatile and so unique that it can appeal to anyone. It just depends on what type they like. But like you said, it gets scary when you have like when people actually listen to your music. Because I remember one time I was like showing someone my song and they were like loving it. They was like, I want to send this to someone, send this to this person. I'm just like, whoa, hold on, wait, let me prepare myself for what's going to come. Because I don't know how people would think about my music, but if you're really proud of your art, if you're really proud of what you do, then nothing can really bring you down. And if you keep going and just keep writing, then of course you will find like happiness and joy what you're doing. And no one can stop, ruining that joy and stop ruining your confidence. I'm so mumbly today. I don't know why. I wanted to go into your rapping. I know, trust me, when people rap, I get so like amazed. Like, how do you like keep going? Like, your breathing, the technique. It must take a lot to keep going and keep going and keep going, but still like amuse the crowd, still bring the crowd in. So I want to know, how do you practice your flow and your delivery when you're rapping?
Experiment with a lot of different flows. I'd like um I only have two songs released and they're kind of like the same, but like if you actually no if you look on my YouTube, you'll see like a lot more options, because some of the songs I feel like weren't good enough to meet Spotify and Apple Music standards, but I did want to release it to show that I am a versatile artist. But yeah, so um the most recent flow that I've been trying to perfect is, and you guys will hear it on the new song, is it's like a slow old school flow. It's like where you really want to like drag the words so that like what the message that you're trying to get across is like really like the audience can really hear it, you know. And I feel like that's actually way harder than rapping fast, because like it's like you want to make sure that everything you're saying in that flow is like has meaning, you know, and like
Right.
because everyone can hear every word. It's not like it's gonna happen so fast that like people aren't gonna catch it, you know. Like everyone can
Yeah.
hear every word you're saying, so you got to make sure like every word you're saying has meaning and you're saying it right. I actually there was one in this song, the song I'm about to release. There was like one verse that I recorded probably at least 200 times, re-recorded at least 200 times, because I wanted to make sure that it came across right, and eventually it did, and I'm happy it did. But yeah, so that's really it, just practicing practicing the flows over and over again, and then just
Yeah.
experimenting when it comes to like faster flows, just experimenting with words and see what words, like what syllables, uh what words have less syllables, what words have more syllables, what how could you like break apart a word to create maybe a double entendre, a triple entendre. I often try to experiment with that. But uh yeah, that's basically it. Just practicing
Exactly.
and listening
Practice
and
is. Yo,
sorry
go ahead. No,
and
no, go
and
ahead.
and listening to a lot of other artists like that I want to try and
Yeah.
recreate. I often listen to like a bunch of old school rap, and then when I want to appeal to the people closer to my age, I listen to newer artists to see if I could take something from them, you know.
Right.
So those three things, just practicing over and over again, making sure that like experimenting with words, and listening to other people. I feel like that forms
That's
the
very
good flow.
important. I understand. I definitely agree with what you say about practicing. My dad literally, like, when I was a kid, he would tell me to practice, practice, practice because it's always important and it will help build you with your craft. And as well as listening to other people, as well as listening to like singing. For example, I listen to like Lauren Daigle. I listen to a lot of artists and even like the voice too, like how they like do their like riffs for their runs or like
Mm,
vibrato. It's just the tiny things you notice and that you want to incorporate in your singing because you're like, ooh, this is different and I want to do that. But
mm.
I also like agree with what you say, like listening as well is really important. But I know that we have like sometimes blocks or like discouragement when it comes to like creating music or wanting to create more. And how have you dealt with that in the past?
Well, I can say like confidently, I've really like very rarely had writer's block. It always happens in the middle of a song. I never had it like at starting off a song, unless it's like a new flow that I'm experimenting with. But once I get the first three words, it's like it's the rest is history. But like when that's not the case, then I'm often just it's just like I get to a certain part in the song and it's like it's so good. I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? Like, or like I don't want to like um I don't want to like change the message, you know? Like I have the
Right.
rhyme, but like how does this fit within the story that I'm trying to tell? So that's
Exactly.
yeah, overcoming that is just you just got to sit there with yourself, and then eventually it'll come to you. But I have had like I said, I have there's a lot of great talent around me. Like, uh, if you could see the people who work with me, then like you would like understand why it seems so easy. But like
No,
uh, some of the advice they gave me was like reading a book. Reading a book helps. Just taking something from a book and like seeing how that will make me feel. Listening to other music, that also helps a lot. You know, something I always try to avoid just to keep the authenticity in my music. No one will ever like this will never come across in my music. Like no one will ever know that this is the case. But I always try to avoid like there's so many artists have so many tools they could use now to like help
yeah,
them, you know, like Rhyme City, Rhyme Zone. So I always try to avoid those just to keep it authentic within myself, and like
exactly.
uh so yeah, that's hard sometimes, like just thinking of the next rhyme not without using any of those tools to help me. So yeah, or like AI.
No. Oh gosh, trust me. Like, I mean, I don't like using AI when it
Hmm.
comes to writing my music. I just think like music should come from the heart, from the soul. And when
Yeah,
I see people actually making music with AI, I think, what's the purpose of actually creating music now when you're using a literal robot that can't feel anything? It's just
exactly.
so unnecessary. It makes me angry. But like what you said about putting like staying in a theme, that's a lot. I mess up with that a lot too when I'm like in the middle of like a good song. I have a
Mm,
great chorus, a great bridge, a great hook, and I'm on the second verse and I'm just like, okay, I have all these words, but do they stick to the theme that I was doing in the
mm,
first verse? You just don't want to like have this beautiful like introduction and then have this messy, out of place or unorganized second verse. It's just it really happens to a lot of artists, especially like me. So you just gotta stick to it. And also, like you said, reading a book really helps too. I like getting in like inspiration from reading poetry. When I hear it, I'm just
mm.
like, I like those words. Let me see if I can incorporate that into my songs.
Right.
But it's just like there's a lot of techniques that you can use to help build your songs as well, especially people too, like my dad and everyone around me. They help create like a really great atmosphere that I can just have like a nice creative mindset. But I was
Mhm.
wondering if you could freestyle or even so sing one of your songs for us, or maybe give us a little preview of your new song coming up tomorrow. I just want to know if you can do that a little bit.
Um, okay. It's up to you to be honest. I've been perfecting my freestyling craft because I know that's a big part of rap. So I
All
could
right.
freestyle or I could give you a sneak peek of the new song.
Okay, wait. I want you to do two. I want you to freestyle a song about noodles because this is the noodle pod. And I also
Okay.
want you to do a little bit of your new song as well.
I'm gonna start with the new song to give myself a little momentum. Okay, I'm gonna take it from like the very end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Jehovah showed us I need it closer. I'm getting older. The moment's over. No hocus pocus or leviosa. Just different poses of men in poses that give emotion. Still, I'm hoping to leak the potion that seem to get them noticed. Like Lizzie Olsen, they lose vision when wind's approaching. In this ocean, there's plenty fishes and plenty ghosting. I'm in it mostly when love sounds. I hint at joking. Still exposing this life game is getting harder.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's so catchy. Go you. Oh, wait. Do the noodle one. Do the noodle one. I'm actually excited.
Sitting in my room, I got a paper, I'm a doodle. Sitting in my room, I'm eating all these noodles. So many flavors, I'm about to savor. Looking for the place, and I really got a saber. And you know, I'm about to put through the labor. They got a problem, told them going, uh, told them gotta get away. And I'm gonna play. And you know, I'm about to go and pray every single day. And you know, we about to stray. Now we not playing it with the strays.
Yes. Oh my gosh, bro. I can literally use that for my introduction. Would you love music?
Sure.
In wrapping up this interview, of now that we're in the topic of noodles and now that you're in the noodle pod, I want to
Hmm.
know what is your favorite bowl of noodles?
Um, do you mean like an episode from your pod or like actual bowl of noodles?
Actual bowl of noodles.
Oh, lo mein, lo mein.
Lo mein.
Actually,
Period.
my mom's she's holistic, so we often don't eat like industry packaged foods. So we make a
No,
lot of
yeah.
stuff from scratch and
Yeah.
like and use use different
Trust
types
me.
of flours and stuff like buckwheat flour. You know,
Mhm.
so like there's actually when it comes to noodles, I'm actually kind of a connoisseur.
No, go ahead. Like literally, them processed foods. I did a whole like research project with that. It's bad. I would even be
Mm.
mad if I stopped eating processed food. But yeah, like lo mein, especially oh my gosh, I love like chicken Alfredo, Cajun pasta. Give me ziti, baked ziti. I love pasta every single day. That's why my podcast is called The World is a Bowl of Noodles. But anyway, enough about me. I also want to know if you have well one more question. What do you have to say for the audience out there who wants to make their own music or become rappers or musicians? What do you have to say to those people?
Well, it's most important to stay true to yourself, you know. I feel like a lot of times like the influence that people have in making music is like with like what they hear other people
Right.
do, you know. So like I would say like if you're gonna start, make sure you're starting because that's what you want to do and it's like the message that you want to get across, you know, and like
Yeah.
really staying true to what you want other people to hear about you and your life and the way you see the world, you know. Um,
Yeah.
I would also say like definitely like do your research, you know, like because when it comes to music in general, especially rap, like it's a culture, you know, it's part of a culture, hip hop culture, you know. So you really want to dive like there's no easy way outs in anything, so you gotta like
Yeah.
there's always gonna be work involved. So the work when it comes to making music is like just making sure that you're really diving into the history of like what you're trying to the career path that you're trying to pursue. So
Exactly.
like dive into that history and really that'll also like help you a lot to like make sure that you're recreating it properly, and like people will see the authenticity in that, and they'll gravitate towards you more, you know.
Be true to yourself. That's the whole idea of this podcast. I'm not interviewing people who have successful or like, yeah, I'm interviewing people who've done really great things, but also interviewing people who are making an impact, who are staying true to themselves, who believe in the world and can make a difference no matter who you are or what you are. Because I feel like everyone can do great things. We just have to believe in ourselves, trust in whatever faith that you believe. I believe in God, but
Mhm.
trust in that and stay true and keep working hard.
Mhm.
But Jam, you are an amazing person. In wrapping this interview, your words are wise. You are above your age. Just thank you so much for sharing your words and your wisdom. I cannot wait to listen to your song. Best believe I'm putting that on my story tomorrow. But cannot wait till that comes out. And oh my gosh, it's just an honor to have you on the podcast.
Yep, thank you for having me. You also are very, very well spoken. That's why I was a little nervous coming on here. I was like, oh my god, like I wish I was like that well spoken at 15. So
No,
yeah.
but thank you so much.